Oh, hello. Hi, good morning. Happy Tuesday to everyone. It is Tuesday and we are almost in July. I can't believe that June has come and gone so quickly. So, good morning. Let me go check and make sure I'm live in all the places. This morning in the morning huddle, we're going to talk a little bit about what it's like to show up and sell as authentic as you possibly can be. And oh boy, it makes selling so much easier when you can really show up and be authentic. So let me go and make sure I can see that we're live, and come on in and say hi. Who is here this morning? If you're new to morning huddles, come in and tell me where you're from. If you're not new to morning huddles, just come say hi. So um, let's see. So authentic selling. What uh, what I wanted to share this morning is I'm super feeling vulnerable this morning. Every morning I start my day. I try to start my day as often as I can with this good stuff. And I also like to start my day with reading all my morning meditation books and closing my eyes and seeing what comes up, right? What comes up. Sometimes I end up journaling, sometimes whatever. So this morning, as I was doing my morning meditation, I grasped the hand of my mom, and I held her hand for a little while during our morning meditation. And so she popped up in my brain and popped up in my hand and in my heart. And so I started thinking about her and thinking about the things that she taught me. And it's really relevant to the topic this morning, which is authentic selling. So my mom, she was in healthcare. She was a director of nursing for many, many years. Um, and one of the things that she did really, really well was serve others. She was a caretaker, right? She was a nurse. So she served others really well. But what happened through the years, all the years of her serving others, is that she would build these really dynamic, really deep seated, really well nurtured relationships with others. And I watched her do that. Now, she didn't do it too well in the men department. So we'll leave that alone. But she did a great job in patient care and friendships and all that. So I learned and saw the reality of what happens when you really nurture a relationship. And I took that with me into my adulthood and into my professional life. And the second woman that really impacted me when it came to seeing what it was like to build relationships was I was telling somebody about her yesterday, my very first mentor at the bank. This was back in the day when you could still smoke in your office, and you were always dressed to the nines, and you're always getting your nails done on Fridays. And that's what Miss Peggy Allen would do. And Peggy, again, she stopped everything that she was doing for a client, and she would go above and beyond for her clients and for the relationships that she developed at the bank. And she was the very first. I was 23. I was 23 when I met Peggy. And Peggy also was a really important piece of my corporate life. So it's almost an identity that we can build, with this identity of being there for others, in a way that's not being taken advantage of, in a way that's not being, stepped on, or on, what's it called? A doormat. I don't want you to do that at all. Um, but I want you to think about currently in your business, how often, currently in your business right now, How often are you focused during the day on building true relationships, genuine relationships with others? How often are you doing that daily, right now? Are you building true relationships with others? And I want you to think about that. And if you look through your day, what time and who and where, how are you spending time building true relationships with others? And I'm not saying that is the only ticket to selling and the only ticket to building your business, but it is a ticket. It is one of the tickets to building your business. So I went ahead and looked at my day today for you guys. And throughout my day today, I have 9 meetings um, after this, which I'm not telling you to say, woohoo, Dora, you have 9 meetings. I'm just telling you my day. So my day, I have 9 meetings, and inside I have the Hello 7 training. So I have a Rachel Rogers training. Yay. So that's an hour and a half, which I'm so excited for. And then it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have five meetings just around relationship building. So I have 5 new meetings with people that I'm building relationships with. 5 today. And then I have two group calls, two calls, one both coaching groups that I coach. So, and then I also need to schedule to get my nails done. So that's on my list. Now, on an average day, I don't have 5 meetings, but I usually have at least 1 or 2. And if I don't have at least 1 or 2, I'm thinking about how can I show up and serve and build relationships through the day. So authentic selling, beyond the tactful Q times Q equals R formula, beyond the strategy of outreach partners, ecosystem, marketing, beyond all the things that we're doing, do we have a mindset of how we are showing up authentically to build a relationship with someone else? Are we doing that? And I don't mean networking. Networking is for the I'm so over all the years of networking. I know that networking is so boilerplate, so generic, and we have got to get under the surface and build relationships with our partners, with our centers of influence, with our ideal clients. And we need to start doing that in a way that's really authentic, that's really showing up as us. So if you can't show up as you need to start thinking about how you can share your story with people, and how you can start to invite people in by asking yourself, what do I really want to know about them? What are the things that I really want to know about them? And if it's hard for you to do conversation and it's hard for you to actually build a relationship, settle into that and start thinking about what that fear is about. So you can walk through it. So you can walk through that. One of the things that people tell me all the time is one of the things I hear all the time is like, Dora, you're always connecting people to people. And that's just something I've been doing for since Peggy Allen days, since mom days. So it's just something I've been doing for so long. It becomes a natural part of what I'm thinking about when I'm building these relationships is who truly can I be connecting this person to that would be beneficial and valuable for both of them. And so we don't think about, a lot of us don't think about the ripple effect that we have when we build a relationship with someone. So it's not about you getting the sale. It's really not. It's not about you getting the sale right then and there. It's about, can you uncover enough to build a relationship with someone where they may need you, and you may be able to identify areas that you can help them and show up and serve them. And what will happen when you build relationships like that are authentic is that person, because nobody does it, that person that you've invited in, that you've gotten to know, that person that you've introduced to other people, that person that you're building that relationship with, they're going to remember you over everybody that they met at the networking event, that boilerplate situation. They're going to remember you because you took the time to authentically show up and be you and get to know that person. Yeah. So there's strategy around relationship building. There's strategy around these true relationships that we're going out there and building. And some people aren't going to get it, and that's okay. Just like a lot of times I don't get I was just having a conversation with somebody last night, like, I truly don't get. I'm not gonna go there. There are things in business that I don't get, and, um, and I don't know if I ever will. So, I get it if you're like, "I don't understand this relationship building," but if it's something you really wanna learn, and the impact, it's a skill set. If you want, it's a skill set you can absolutely learn. You can start now, you can start today, and you can start thinking truly of the things that you want to think about are, how do I tell my story? Well, currently, how am I telling my story? Why that's important? Because people are going to meet you where you are. And if you don't know how to tell your story, then you don't, that no one's going to meet you where you are. So that's first, is how do you show up and tell your story? And then two is, what questions, what things do you really want to uncover about someone? What's important for you to uncover? So A, you can uncover if there's value for them to work with you, if this is your person or your partner, and or who you can really connect them with sincerely beyond the networking. Toss that word out the door and get real about and authentic and under the surface about your relationships. And then look at your day. How often are you focused on who you're building relationships with? How many meetings do you have during the day that are based around who you're going to build a relationship with? And we can also cut out all those other words that stand in your way from building relationships, from having these conversations. So if the word coffee chat triggers you and it's like, I have to stick to this coffee chat, if you're there's a title and it's not working for you, then just call it relationship building. Some people are going to get it, some people aren't, and that's okay too. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Let me know if that's helpful. Um, Go out there and be your authentic self. And while you're doing it, sell. Happy selling. Bye, all.